starting the recording. This is Design 301. It's the lecture. It's Tuesday at 1 o'clock, and we are on a Google Meet. And this week is midterm, what I call a review. It's kind of an exam, but it counts just the same as everything else. You get to do it at your own speed and your own pace. And I'm on the wrong one here. Hold on. Why am I? Get onto the right one. And so you'll just do it on your own. It's going to be in AutoCAD. I'll do the recordings. There really is no playlist. I'll just drop our recordings into the playlist, but you're going to see them right here anyway. So that's really not needed. Nothing to read. You can get with me on the help. And there are some midterm review assignment plates, which we can look at, which are right here. And in here, you're going to see some drawing files that you can download and open up. And then you're going to see this thing that says midterm review. I'm going to close it down now and look at it here. And you're going to see what you are assigned to do. And I'll go over that in a moment, a little bit more. And I want to show you this grade estimator, because some people go, it's a midterm. I have to get 100% or I'll never get a job or something like that. And so I want you to be able to know exactly what you need to get on this to get the grade that you want. Now, you should know nobody in our field looks at your at your transcripts. I mean, they might look to see if it took you 10 years to take 3 classes. But if you've got a certificate or a degree, you got a certificate or a degree, and they plop you down and you draw. And they make you draw something they're interested in. So nobody cares if you get an A, a B, or a C in this class. But let's say you can type in, maybe you got a 7 here, and maybe a 9 here. So you get to type in what you got, and then you can see, well, what happens if I get a 7? Oh, I got a B for the course so far. Who cares? It's great. 8.875, that's awesome. We don't give pluses and minuses at ARC, but so this just lets you type in what you've got so far and what you need. You get to just practice and find out what you need to get the grade that you're just dying to get. And nobody really cares what your grade is but you. But you know what? You need to make yourself happy and comfortable with what you're doing. And so that's good. So this is just a little estimator for you. You type in your grades and then type in what you need to get what you want. Okay. No discussions, no simulations, no collaboration, just the midterm. That's it. So now let's take a look at it and see what it looks like. Oh, I'm so nice. You get 2 points just for filling this in. I'm just super nice. And here is the list of what you need to do. Okay. Here's this file for you. So there's the file, and it's got a lot more information in it. And so as an example, we'll look at what Alicia had to do. For problem 1, she's doing sample 3. For problem 2, she's doing sample 1. For problem 3, sample 3. There is only one to do in sample 4. Problem 4. Problem 5, number 3, and problem 6, number 1. Now, if you go to here You each have one of these. And Alicia, you probably can only see your own. Cynthia can only see her own. Eric can only see his own. But you can click on this and then you can put your files right in here. So I want all of your AutoCAD files to show up in here. You will not get credit if I don't actually see the file. No matter how pretty your image looks and how good it all is, if I don't see the file in your folder, you will not get credit for that one. Okay? So that's how you get to those, and you've all been shared with your own file, and you should not be able to see anybody else's. So if you don't see yours, let me know, because I probably shared it with the wrong person on accident. Just let me know. And here's how to get to the file with all the stuff. So let's see what the first one says to do. Set up your workspace. It says do it per your individual assignment. Okay, here we go. And then save the file in the Google folder and put an image here that shows that you've done all this stuff. So what does it say to do? I'll pretend I'm Nasma and I'll go to number 3, problem 1 or part 1, number 3. So I'll go to part 1, number 3, vibrant yellow background. And here are the directions. Save it as part 1-3. So right here, I should see in the one that you've done in your snip, I should see this and I should be able to zoom in and see that it says part 1-3. Save it with make it a yellow background, set the units to decimal feet and have the dialog box there. And then type your name down here. Once you've done those things, take a screenshot and put it here. Then save your file. Okay, now when you save your file, when I open it up, I won't see this, and I won't see your set of workspace, and I won't see that color. Those are my colors. Okay, I will be able to open your units and see that you had decimal feet as an example. Okay, I will see whether you got the file name right. Now, these are all little pieces of the puzzle. I will be able to see if your text height was 0.50. They're all little pieces of the puzzle that bear on technical content and professionalism and making sure it gets right. Okay, and I will be able to see it in whichever one of these. Where are they now? Well, I know they're in there somewhere. I'll go find them some point. Okay, they're there we go. So I'll be able to find those in there. So I'll be looking at all of the particulars of yours. It takes me a long time to do the midterm. It'll probably be 3 or 4 days before I get this squared away. But I'll just start cruising through them, and I need to check every single thing to make sure that you got the file name right, that you got the color right, that you got the units right, that your text height is right, that it's in there, that it's in your file. But I'm going to see really quickly that it looks right here. Okay? So that's your workspace one. Create a drawing, draw commands. Create a drawing as assigned. So I'll use a different person this time. I'll use Darren. So that's problem 2. So he's doing number 3. Problem 2 or part 2, number 3. Here it is, part 2, number 3. So Darren's going to have to draw this one. Start a new file and save it as part 2-3. Draw this figure. I don't need any grid lines. I don't need the border. I don't need to show dimensions. You can use any layer. Add your name somewhere in the middle. Okay, type your name in here somewhere. Take a screenshot. And when you do the screenshot, I want to see the file name tab. And I want to see the date and time. So that means that if I were to take a screenshot of this, I would need to see this, which is the file name, and I would need to see this, which is the date and time. I need to get all of that stuff. There's the file name. And here's the date and time. So be sure that when you take your screenshots that you get that. Makes things way, way more better. Easier for me to make sure that things are right. Put your file in the Google folder that has been assigned to you. Okay, and so there's 3 of them, and they're all about the same amount of work. Okay. Our next one is the edit modify command. So this is the one that Alicia was just talking about. So there's a few things. When I say mirror about a vertical line, about means across or using. So I would mirror these 2, and my mirror line would be this vertical line. So I'd see a mirror image of these 2 over here. That's what that means. Okay, and on this one, fillet these 2 portions of the line. So this line and this portion. And as an example, if I select this one, I want the top portion of the line. The bottom portion is not what I want. I want the top portion of the line. That's what I'm looking at there. And then type your name. In this case, it says in this box. Then turn it color. So it's not in an empty box. It's do it in this box. Okay, so have your name in there and make this that awful color again. Okay? Make it that terrible, terrible color. Okay. Same stuff. Put your snip in here. Make sure that you're getting the name and the time and date. Kind of similar all the way through. Okay, I'll pretend I'm Jessica this time for problem 4. Oh, everybody does the same one. Yeah. Oh, Cynthia, you're back on. Did we drop you out for a moment? Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm still on.
Okay.
That's okay.
And so Jessica, everybody's going to do number 1. So let's see what that one is. Part 4. Oh, man. Okay. This one, I expect a few people to have trouble with this. Just because that's my experience. Most people do this just fine, but it can be a little bit tricky. But I have a little thing here that says exactly how to do it, step by step. So draw an octagon, and I don't care how big it is. It doesn't matter. But you have to offset it 1/3 of the way in. So you have to kind of like do a measurement and figure out what that is. And then with this P-line command, make this star. And then erase the octagon so you just have the star, right? Erase the octagons and offset it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then make a 3x3 array so that it looks like that. So far, so good. Then find the center point of that array. Okay. And make a polar array. Sorry. Just draw a line downward to somewhere and use the end of that as the center of your array with 5 items. And then there's an arc to do. Okay, so you make one arc. You could keep doing the arc over and over, but you do the arc and then you do an array of that. And then draw a circle. And you got a cool thing. Pretty neato. So get most of the way through. You'll get most to the 1 point for it. 7 steps. Should say step all the way through. Okay, so that's there for you to do. And again, follow the directions. Start a new file. Call it part 4. Open that Google slide. Follow the directions. Change the workspace to green. Type your name in the middle of the circle. Take your screenshot just like you did before. Save and upload your file. So that might be as little as 5 minutes and as much as an hour. You know, depends on how you're doing on that. Okay. 2 more, I think. Here's patterns. Create patterns. So that's part 5. Uh-oh, what's up with that one? Hold on. This is number 5. Oh, that was your create patterns. Sorry. Oh, this is layers and dimensions. Okay, so in your layers and dimensions, I give you this file. That file is there for you. Okay, it's in there. Okay, so the file is there. And you're going to, this one, you're going to make it look like, you're going to set your layers, and you're going to put stuff on the right layers, and you're going to make the dim styles. Now, look at them. There's 3 decimal places. Everything else is 2. You're going to write some text. Oops. So you're just changing stuff around. Okay, these all look different. It's the same file, you just make it look different each time. Okay, so you'll do the one that's assigned to you, and it should look like that. Just pay attention. These are sometimes different, like this one's 3 decimal places, 3 decimal places. They just change around a little bit here and there. Like this one's 2 and this one's 3. 3, 2. So just pay attention to those. Put these on the right layer, and away you go. Oh, there's the part file right there. Too. You can get to it there. And do all the same stuff again. Same old, same old. And our last one, this is file management. Upload the individual files that you did throughout the course so far. So the ones that I'm interested in is week 2, plate 1. Welcome, Darren. Good to have you on.
Thank you.
So you'll do week 2, plate 1, week 2, plate 2, 3-2, plate 4, so on and so forth. And these are just images so that you can see which ones I'm talking. Oh, I remember doing that one. You'll find that file and you'll upload it into your personal Google Drive, or your individual Google Drive that I have shared with you. That's called file management. Okay? And you want to get them in there. Put AutoCAD in here. I don't want the snips. People go, oh, but that's what I know. I want your AutoCAD file that you made when you drew that. That's what I want to have. This is about file management. Okay? I don't want the PDFs. I don't want the images. I want your AutoCAD files. And what I'm asking you to do is go in and create a new folder titled Part 6. So as an example, if I were in Aiden's, he'd go new folder. Now I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting. That's where everything's going to go. All of your other files for the midterm will also be in here. Okay? How about it? I know a couple of you have started. Is that, do you have any questions before I go over how I'm going to grade it? Okay. So let me start with that last one. How am I going to grade it? I'm going to open it up and I'm going to look at what you put in your submittal for that week and make sure it looks pretty much the same. It might look a little bit better if you've gone and fixed some stuff. I'm just going to do a quick comparison and take a look at it. And so if everything looks like it's pretty much the same, you'll get full credit for that one. The other ones, I'm going to expect that you've got a little bit more skill than when you did it the very first time and submitted it. So all of these, let me look at them here. More skill than 2 weeks ago. More skill than 3 weeks ago. More skill than 4 weeks ago. More skill than 5 weeks ago. And more skill than when we first did this 6-7 weeks ago. Okay? So when I grade technical content is going to be a little bit stronger than what I did originally. If it looked like you kind of cottoned on and got a clue and it was kind of close, you got full credit. Okay, now full credit is really, no, you nailed it. And like a 0.7 or a 0.8 is, yeah, that's okay. Okay, if it looks like I still need to help you with it, you're going to get half credit. And if it's like, whoa, I don't know where you were, um, you're going to get none. Okay, so you'll be tending more towards 0.8, 0.9 than a 1.0 unless you really nail it and you get it. It's still not hard. I think from what I've seen from most of you, you'll be getting full credit or pretty darn close to full credit. But industry standards means that you're meeting exactly what I'm telling you to do. And like on this one, this is not industry standards, but you're meeting exactly what you were told to do. And pay attention to everything. Now I'm going to be checking your detail. Is this center 2 or center 2x on accident? Is this hidden 2 or did you accidentally make it continuous? Are these right? Right? So I'm going to be looking at this. I'm going to be seeing that you put things on appropriate layers, dimensions on dimension layer, text on text layer. Okay. You've given it the right name. All that kind of stuff. I'm going to be looking for that. And so you'll see that the grades for technical content will be a little bit stronger. Visual clarity. Visual clarity will be things like is it stuck in one of these corners? Is it sort of like meandering? Is it sticking out? Right? Make sure that your work is well done. It looks good. If it's helped by having a border, put a border around it. And it even helps to annotate it. Like on this one, if you were to do number 3 and you've got something here that shows your work, and we've talked about what it'll look like. Let's say that's your work. And yours was supposed to be yellow. You might put a piece of text down here. And you might just do a little bit of stuff to make it just a hair more professional looking. You can take some time if you want. Okay, you might even, if you were doing part 1-3, take a snip of that and show what you were supposed to do. So take some time, if you've got it, to make things look really good. Okay, so now all of a sudden you're making it look just a hair more professional. So I'll be looking for some annotations that make it really obvious that you have done what you were asked to do. Does that make some sense? I hope. Professionalism. Well, that was sort of what we were doing. Some annotations. Reader fully understands the intent, and then clearly demonstrating complete, in-depth, focused. I'm pretty straightforward with this one. So long as you are actually doing all of the work that's required in here. Okay? So there we go. That's it. That's it. That's the midterm. Any questions at this point? Okay. Then Alicia, I'm going to try to answer the question that you asked me via email because it's a common question. I want to make sure that people know what's going on. So I'm going to go open up from week. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Cynthia, I'll answer Alicia's and then I'll go answer yours. Was it this one? Yes. Well, I'll use this one to demonstrate. No, that wasn't the one I wanted. There it was. This was the one that you had some questions on. Okay, so now this is my piece of paper on which I am showing the thing in my model. So there's a piece of paper that we call a layout and the model. Now, because sometimes I don't want to flip back and forth all the time, I can quickly peel away the paper and touch my model directly. And then I can put the piece of paper back over it. It's like a piece of tracing paper. Now I can't actually touch the lines in the model. But if I go up quickly, I need to touch my model. I can go touch it. Okay? So there's the model over here sitting all on its own. And then each layout is a piece of paper on which I can do stuff. Now you can imagine if I wanted to do a utility plan, a grading plan, a drainage plan, a stormwater pollution prevention plan, I might want to use this same model over and over. Darn it all. Sorry about that. Let me get back into it. So I might want to use that model over and over and over again without gooping it up with tons of letters that will show up every time I see my model. So for that reason, we usually type on the piece of paper. And now it does not show up in the model. So I can make an image of that model over and over and over again. And I can do my next cool thing with it. And I can do it again. And I keep my model clean every time. Now, because this is really big, if I were to write in my model, and I wrote 1.18 tall, oh my gosh, it's tiny. That's because it really is 1/8 tall. Okay, and when I'm way out in outer space, I don't see it. Okay, I have to, there it is. But if I do write in here, and I make it big enough to see, whoop, and I look at it over, uh-oh, I can't touch it until I double click inside and make my model appear. I can't pick anything in there because I'm picking on my piece of paper. Okay, so that's probably what your issues were. Okay, that's what I'm going to guess, Alicia. Does that sound like it?
It did fix it when I logged into my Mac. I still had a couple issues on my laptop, but I think it was just my laptop being weird.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I saw though. I saw that
Okay,
you had written in model space. And so there's, you'd
right.
have to click, click, click on accident and make it bigger or make it smaller and all that kind of stuff. And the problem is that it's in model space. So
All right.
our words always for my class, there are places that, but you really have to know your scale factors and this and that and the other thing if you're going to do that. Cool.
All right. Yep.
Okay. Then Cynthia, question on annotations and measurements. What do you have? Can I answer for you?
Well, when we did the plate last week about the gazebo,
Uh-huh.
the annotations as far as the measurements on the side of the gazebo, when we were looking from the top down, I couldn't get them to switch to a horizontal from a vertical position. So I couldn't get all the measurements to read horizontally.
Okay. Let me open that one up and see. That was number 5, right? I'll go to my in progress one.
Correct.
There it is. Okay, so which ones couldn't you get to be
When I measured on the top
on this
diagram,
view up here?
okay, correct. And if I were to measure on the left-hand side, right
Oh,
there, when I did that, there.
yeah. Um,
How'd you turn it horizontal?
okay. And I forgot to tell you about that one. So that would be okay like that, but that one you have to actually go and fix with in here somewhere. One of these ones in here. Text. No, no, it's my alignment. I'm gonna come find it in here. I didn't realize that I had forgotten to change that. So you're on architectural scale factor 1. Don't worry about it because I'd have to give you a new one and I haven't told you how to do that yet. So leave it.
Okay, I just
Yeah, leave it.
was wondering how.
Yeah.
Randy?
So to do it, what you're going to have to do is you have to do an override of it. So I'm going to click that one. Let's see, do I want to do an override? I think the easiest way is to make a second one.
Hey,
Click,
Randy?
yeah.
Oh, this is Darren. Sorry to interrupt. So what I did for that was I tried to do the 90 degree, which kind of made sense, but I did like a 1 degree, which got it close enough. And I don't know where, as far as in the property section where you're initially at, trying to make that
Yeah,
change, but I don't know.
here's where you're really going to do it. It's on the fit. Nope, text. We have it aligned with dimension line. And you change it to horizontal. So that's in the properties there somewhere and I couldn't find it. And so then if you take that one and put it on the property, I might have to just put a new one on there. So I don't know where that is down in here. That was in lines and arrows, right? I can't even figure out where it is in this. so it's easier just to make a separate one, but that's how you would end up doing it. So don't worry if it came out the other way. I didn't realize that I hadn't set one up to do that. So, should have set it up that way for you. Because all of these could have been set up that way and it would have worked. Sorry about that. It's actually right either way. Got another one, or was that it?
No, believe it or not, that was it for me.
Okay.
I just didn't understand how to do it, or I played with it. So thanks.
Yeah. So my fault for not having that set up, because this was supposed to be about applying them, not how to go into all the detail of setting them up. You're going to get that when you do your specific ones that you're interested in the particular style. Okay, cool. So I'll save that one as in progress too. All right. Any other questions? Well,
So
yeah.
mine was just to see that at the end of this, if we could just roll into my the appointment instead of like changing all the little
Yep.
formats.
Yep. So
Okay.
I'll go ahead and stop recording.